Julio, Ricardo, Varela. It's Latino Rebels Radio. It is April 7th, and I'm already putting on the first. Where's my first broadcast there? There it is. Oh, I'm going to put it on right there. I love when my guests who are on the day before, like, appear. But anyway, Latino Rebels Radio. It is Tuesday, April 7th. Thank you, Hector. We are live. We're so live right now that my guest is actually in the Bronx, setting up. She was literally ready to go, and then something happened in the apartment building, and we'll bring her in the next couple of minutes. Don't worry about it. The fabulous Marlena Fitzpatrick. But here, it's Tuesday. It is April 7th. It is Latino Rebels Radio. And hello, Delia. Let me put Delia on there. Let me just put her on. There you go. Hold on. Oh, I got it. There you go. Hey, Delia, what's up? Thanks for being on. Thanks for being on Latino Rebels Radio tonight. But anyway, guys, it is, I don't even know what day it is in the day of quarantine. But here we are. But listen, I am going to bring Marlena in a couple of minutes. And I think she's setting herself up. I can see her in the room in the Bronx. When she gives me the thumbs up, we will bring her in. All right, I got a thumbs up from Marlena Fitzpatrick. So I'm going to bring her in 3, 2, and 1. There you are. You're on.
It doesn't get more real than this. Oh, my God.
Do you want to even begin to... do you want to say anything? Do you want to just give a situation where you're at? You don't have to share much, but this is literally. Let me just set the tone while you settle down, but just so you can take a breath. But you're in the Bronx.
Yes.
You came in to do a prep with me. Like, we're prepping the show at 9:50, looking at the frame, checking audio levels, doing everything we're supposed to do, and you're like, sharing some things. We're going to have this really great conversation. And then at 9:59, you look at me and you're like...
And then I'm hearing my neighbor hear this wall pounding and screaming, oh my God, like, as if someone else in the apartment literally just fell and something just happened horribly.
Wow.
And I have never heard such a devastating scream and then things falling off the wall that I said, Julio, I got to call 911.
Wow.
And I was just on the phone while you started the show.
Yeah.
With 911.
Yeah, you were on the phone with 911, and I don't want to, like...
The operator is hearing the commotion. And this...
You good?
Yeah. I am very nervous because... Unfortunately, and it's funny because part of the prep is, I was just telling you, my neighbor was coughing a lot.
Yeah.
And, we share a hallway. We also share the trash chute. And, I kind of have to plan ahead when I'm going to even open the door.
Right.
To, I don't pick up the mail like once a week, and I take the stairs, I don't take the elevator. Like, there's a little pattern, a new routine for my own safety. But no matter how many precautions you take, hearing the devastating screams is just not only heart-wrenching, but the anxiety.
Yeah, you freaked out. I saw it, and I said, take a breath. Don't worry about it. I can put you on mute. I can just... I lasted for 2 or 3 minutes. I've been able to explain, typical host that I am. I was just about to, like, share my screen. But, so, welcome to the Bronx in the age of Corona.
Welcome to the Bronx, and I'm here in the elevator, which means the police is here. So... we may hear in the background what's gonna happen, but we're.
This is my first live. I'm sorry, like, this is show number 6, and I already have the police showing up on a Facebook Live. I hope everything's okay. I'm not trying to be. I'm not.
What is happening with me?
I know. And the thing is, of all the people that this was going to happen, if I had to pick the first 6 guests, I would think you would be in the top two maybe, because I would think it'd be either Christian or Charisse or you, but I think it'd be you and Christian, and then I think it'd be you. Hector, who I love, you know, he lives in Las
Right.
Vegas now, and you know we love you,
Yeah.
Hector, and you're watching. I don't think the police are going to be showing up in your
I
neighborhood
think
where I know where you live.
I appreciate that, but also I think that in the Bronx thing and the New York thing is we're in the epicenter of this global pandemic. I'm still
Yeah.
and
Take your time. You're with friends. Suzanne Ramirez Arellanos.
Everybody, it's been a long time.
She's watching. Hector's watching. So don't worry about it. Take your time.
But there are many layers to this, because I remember we did, and I will never forget, it was in November 2017 when we did the podcast with Hector about Hurricane Maria. We were there, and we recorded it on purpose with all the with the coquis and the generators, right, and all the devastation of Hurricane Maria, and the lockdown because it was sundown and dusk and whatnot, and there was no electricity, barely any water.
Right. Right.
There are some similarities. Of course, physically, we do have electricity, we do have water, we do have heat. Now we don't need it, but we needed it in March. So we have those essentials. But the new normal of when you wake up, when you go to bed, how are you gonna go out? We're wearing riot gear and like a wielding mask to go buy avocado. you know, in Puerto Rico we had it. So there are certain similarities of what our new routine is.
Right.
And, today I have to wear my mask and my gloves and my trench coat that is a raincoat to make sure nothing comes through. And you still have that anxiety. And one of the things that I observed today, because I had to go pick up the prescription, outside of having a panic attack of the thought of having to go to Walgreens.
Right.
There are lines. People are following lines outside every store, no more than 10 at a time. But I have to say that there is a generational gap on the people that are taking this seriously. And again, this is what I've observed today. Okay, so take this with a grain of salt. But older generations than us, I'm 44. We're all, geared up. I even wear a face shield. Julito, you know how bad my allergies are.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You have bad allergies around this time. I've been taking Zyrtec since like late January. So I'm almost like, there's a part of me that's like, I'm so I freak out every time I sneeze now. I'm like, because I'm like, oh my God, is that allergies or is that, you know what I mean? So I know what you're saying, but continue, because I want you to paint this picture of where you are in the Bronx. I mean, in the area that you are, you're off the 6, right? So people know where you are.
6. I'm in Parkchester,
right?
New York 14, and it's so the Walgreens that is there in Parkchester Metropolitan Avenue. So I have to walk basically on Metropolitan Avenue to go there. And my observations, it was a beautiful day. And let me tell you, had we not been in this pandemic, I would probably be like those kids out there,
right,
in the park, they're just having a good time.
Right.
But they're not covered. And it is very selfish. And it is very selfish because there are older folks out there that are high risk, or people like us with sinus or other, illnesses, allergies that are, on the riskier, spectrum. But you are a risk for yourself. We need to take this very seriously. We had the deadliest day, 24 hours. 806 deaths, I believe.
And surpassing 9/11, which symbolically in New York City lore is. Like, if you think about it, I mean, everyone knows that. So it's the worst day. You're saying that, but we're still, I want you to, so you get all dressed up, you put on your mask, you do all your thing. You look like, who do you look like? You look like some commando, or?
Let me tell you, I look like the person People will lock their doors if I walk down the streets in the middle of the night. That's what I look like.
So you're shopping. You're out to go to Walgreens.
Just to go to Walgreens. I look like a psychopath. But and it is 62 degrees and I'm wearing a rain trench coat.
Yeah.
Just to cover myself.
You're the type of person that people in the city's like, stay away from that lady. Like, stay away from that, right?
Because of coronavirus, because she's insane.
Right.
So I'm wearing this face shield and the headphones on top. That is the universal sign. Do not talk to me, for I do not want your saliva near me, please. Which reminds me, people, do not talk to each other in the supermarket. It is being said that it is sneezing and coughing. Remember, it is also your saliva, it is your droplets.
Yeah.
If you come and you knock on someone and you start speaking to that person, you go. I digress. So,
mira, dilo en español para que lo tengamos grabado. No, que no hablen con la gente, por favor.
Silencio. No se supone que estén hablando con nadie en la calle.
Exacto.
¿Ok? Y no se supone que estén fumando. Yeah. Todo lo que tenga la saliva puede contagiarlo. ¿Ok? O usted puede contagiar a una persona o puede ser contagiado.
Perfect. We got it on tape. Ya está, en silencio. All right, we're still on the trip here to the Bronx.
I go to the supermarket with my little list, which I never do. I want this. I want no. In and out. Okay, leave things. Go spend like 20 minutes, buy things for 2 weeks, come back, then let's go to Walgreens. So, because the supermarket is just across the street. So go to Walgreens, and on my trip, I see people actually practicing the social distancing. The little lines outside the supermarket, or the laundromat. Yeah. Stores and businesses are all closed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody has been in Parkchester. There's the Oval and the little nice, court, and there's where the kids are at. And by kids, I mean youngsters.
Yeah.
Go home. If you're just there because you're socializing, you can do it like we're doing right now. Just go home.
Go play video game. Go do something.
I am acting like the person that would look at me dressed like an idiot.
Yeah.
Walking around them like, oh my gosh, she's going to like show herself. I don't know. So I'm the one there are people smoking. Yeah, I mean, I have to say that there are not many, but yes, there are people that are not.
But you're still freaking out. I mean, you went outside. You're in the Bronx. In the day where there are the most deaths in New York City. The Bronx is a place that's, predominantly Black and Latino, and it's getting impacted. And you're like, I got to get food. I got to get something for Walgreens.
It's alone. And there's something to be said about people like me that we're all by ourselves. It is a privilege, okay? Not everybody is. I just call 911 because there are people that are not alone. And that's more crazy. Than like someone is sick in there that probably is going to get other people sick. So, so it is a privilege to be all by myself, but a lot of people don't live like that. A lot of people live
so what are you hearing? So what are you hearing? And like, because what's being missed in this entire story that you feel like, Marlena Fitzpatrick in the Bronx, like, this is what we need to talk about?
Well, a tiger got tested.
Yes, in the Bronx Zoo.
We need to continue to stay 6 feet away from the tigers. That's the first thing we need to learn.
Okay, we got that. That's number one. That's number one.
But a tiger got tested positive. But there's something to be... Listen, animals, they should be treated too. We don't know if there is transmission. That needs to be studied. But where are the tests for the people? We have a crisis of people not getting tested because there's a shortage of that. We have a shortage of supplies. We don't have the ventilators. There are so many other needs that need to be prioritized right now.
Yeah.
Especially in New York, that need to be taken care of. And here in the Bronx, although Queens is more impacted than the Bronx, which is horrible what's going on there, the Bronx is suffering. We need this. We need to change this new normal. And I was telling you and actually other people that this health pandemic is unleashing other issues. The other big issue that we're seeing is my other neighbor, the other wall over there.
You have all the issues on a floor in an apartment building in the Bronx, Every issue. So
People-
what's issue number 2?
I'm just lucky that I get this news person gets all the drama. That's all. But the amount of domestic abuse.
Yes, that's no one's talking about. Like, it's really real. It's
I mean,
real.
there are people mentioning it, but there's
It's real.
22% of 911 calls because of this, including myself.
Yeah.
And they know it's me sometimes, or the other 3 neighbors that we have. It's like we're watching out for each other, but there's only too much you can do because, again, social distancing. Again, you know what I mean. You want to protect yourself, but it is really horrible, and it is happening, and it is not just happening from male to female. We're seeing a spike of abuse to children.
That's what Suzanne Ramirez literally just commented it on Facebook Live right now, and I put the comment up, and she just said, and child abuse. So say more about that.
So I don't have any kids. I have zero tolerance for any type of especially domestic. I don't have the statistic of how much child abuse has exploded, but it certainly has.
So Hector, I just want to share 2 comments from Hector. Hector Luis Alamo. All of a sudden, I love the fact that my guests show up and become fans. This is great. This is how I'm going to build an audience. He said they're putting battered women in hotels, and he also added a comment, Marlena, Hector, that it's a 30% increase in Spain in domestic abuse, and also a lot of self-abuse too. So there's a lot of stuff going on there.
We just saw the news of unfortunately someone suicide has
gone up.
Trying to say suicide watches. We saw that also in Hurricane Maria.
Yeah.
So that is one of the similarities.
So that's a similarity you want to talk because I think that's a really good point. Like the psychological. You see, I think Hurricane Maria, people that were there, it's like, yes, that was like people couldn't leave. Like there was nothing. There was nothing to do. But still, the psychological. Even though we have internet, even though I can talk to you, even though you're safe in your home and you have light and you have food. But you want to talk about the psychological impacts.
Well,
like what's the similarities?
There is an
We're good? You good? You want me to take you off here? I'll bring you back. Just give me a hands up.
Okay, we can continue, but if you hear screaming, it's because we are live, people. We are live. This is happening.
No, this is like I said, week 6, like show 6. I already have the police showing up. This is good. This show has promise.
So one of the similarities it is the psychological effort, but there is something that is the opposite, and yet is having the same effect. So here is the idea of isolation, right? Of loneliness, and for some is solitude. For some is like, oh my God, I'm in captivity, which it literally, in my case, is. I cannot even open the window.
So it's like a notion of, I wouldn't say it's like incarceration, but there's elements of it, even though you have the privilege. There's elements. Say more about
Maria, people came together.
Yeah.
You didn't have any other choice but to go to your neighbor to.
That's a great point. There was no physical distancing. So I'm just trying, because that's a brilliant point. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. It's like, at least in the misery, you could at least like juntar a todo el mundo, and we can like be together, right? And there was a community here. Yeah, I heard. Oh my God, this is live. This is live in the Bronx. Are you good? Do you want me to keep going? I can always take you off and we can bring you back on. I mean, it is live news. Like, you good? You safe? Are you safe?
I am.
Question. Okay, good. Wow. What is going on?
I told you domestic abuse.
Wow.
Okay, so this is what's going on. The lady that I just called 911 to.
Yeah.
The screaming just revealed that her brother died.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's what's going on.
Oh my God.
We do not know what it is, but I'm gonna.
Wow.
So that's what she's screaming about.
That's tough. the best place right now that you could be is like with us. I mean, for a
Now,
second, because at least you're
I don't,
focused.
and I don't know what the story is, but this is what the screaming has revealed. And
Wow.
there's police, and this actually is. I mean, I don't know if you can hear it and if people can hear it.
We can hear some muffled things. If you heard anything like a little bit more clear, but you're saying that what you've heard is that this woman said she just found out about her brother dying. We don't know what it is, but you're okay, right? Everyone's wondering about you. You're good. You're locked up. You're good on Skype. Like no one's gonna. You're fine, right, Marlena?
Okay, so
What? Tell me what happened, if you can.
she's going insane. People are losing it. Yeah, people are losing it. So let's
Is
for
she
the
okay?
pray for her and sending healing and
Wow.
positive vibes. She lost a loved one, so yeah, but this is what we're experiencing probably more often. I mean, I scroll down my social media and it's constantly that, and people that can bury their loved ones because they can't get near them because either they're sick or actually perished. It's very problematic. So this goes to that similarity, that opposition in Hurricane Maria. You know what I mean? That people could come together. We can hug each other. We can share our food if we had any.
Right.
You can't do that now. Here.
It's like we're literally witnessing isolation as you speak. Like you are living, like everyone's isolated in your place, and everyone like is. So what you can make out of the screaming, just to make sure, is that she just found out that her sibling passed away. Her brother died. Yeah.
I want to make sure she can hear us. Okay.
Okay.
So let's change the subject.
Okay. So are you listening to any music that you like?
Actually, I think this has been an opportunity to figure out what are the really bad albums we have, which I'm not ready to admit. Which I'm not ready to admit. Anyway, so the other pandemic that let's change the subject for a second because I wanna discuss briefly. One of the things that is also very important and is what politically has been happening, and one of the things that we also need to keep very in mind.
Velando. We have to velar.
Changes happening, yeah. All these legal changes and all this situation going behind our backs. We cannot go to the streets and protest anymore.
So that's yeah.
We can organize as we used to organize grassroots. Yeah. So we have to be very creative, but we also got to be very vigilant because now is the time to actually make all those changes without so much opposition. I mean, the opposition still exists, but we can't take the streets. At least we shouldn't, for our health. So we need to stay very vigilant. We all, what's going on today in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Like we can go all night about that. You know what? Is it okay if we bring you back in the next couple of weeks? I want to make sure like you're good, but you're good, right? Like people are actually watching this. There's friends of yours watching this right now. Can you just assure everyone that tú estás bien? You're safe?
I'm fine. One of the things that I want to remind everybody is when you go out, do everything in that same day.
Yeah.
And that's when the clock starts. So from that day, 14 days, stay home. So if you're going to go grocery shopping, get grocery shopping for at least 14 days. Get all your essentials.
Because then you're into quarantine. Because then you're quarantined for 14 days. Wow,
so,
you are one smart person. You're the first person who's ever explained it and I've been watching like cable news and everything. Explain it in a way that makes absolute sense for me.
Start the clock. If you don't know, but look, I know many people are like, I'm going to start a project.
Yeah.
What you should do is start a calendar. Be like, Monday I'm gonna do this project, Tuesday I'm gonna do this project, and then do one trip, get all your essentials for all those projects for 14 days.
Yeah.
Instead of going out so many, stay home. And remember, it's 14 days for your quarantine. Just, you see what I mean? It's very important that you be very proactive, because these things happen. Those things happen.
That
Now I
was real.
really have to have my door closed.
Yeah. Well, you take care of yourself. Listen, we think, you're safe. We really appreciate your time. Keep us posted. Follow at Marlena Fitz. Thank you so much. Okay. Abrazo. Cuídate.
Stay safe, everybody. Mwah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Marlena. That was Marlena Fitzpatrick on with us. We were so excited. That was, that was all live, guys. That was life in the Bronx. And yes, I told Marlena that friends are watching. They were finding things about being safe. She's safe. I know her. She's like a sister. Her giving me the thumbs up. She knows she's doing all right. Someone asked, Delia asked about mental health resources. I mean, it really depends where you are, Delia, but one great place to start is your own like city hall or your local community health center. There's also a national suicide line. If you know of anyone, no one should be going through this shit. I mean, what we just saw there was just was heartbreaking, and I really hope that people, the person that just went through that, I hope it was just grief. I mean, I hope that, in a weird way, I'm saying it's like the loss of someone is pretty tough. Listen, guys, I really appreciate your time. Before we go, I did want to just share one story that we are doing on Latino Rebels that we just published earlier today. I interviewed a migrant farm worker in Mexico who is not coming back to the United States because he's concerned about protections regarding the coronavirus crisis in the farm that he works in Florida. And I asked him, so there's a long interview here. The reason I want to share this with you guys, and it kind of speaks a little bit to what we saw with Marlena, in her apartment, is in her building, is that this is real. Like, these are real voices. So what you heard at that moment right now was real, right? And you're not seeing that on the cable news or on your radio networks or whatever. And, we're talking about migrant farm workers as well. And are we really talking to them? Are we really talking with them? Or are we talking about them? So I urge that you go to LatinoRebels.com. And I think that's, that's the difference. When you're getting all this news and then it's like, why do I even follow Latino Rebels? Well, first of all, we were part of Futuro Media. And if you're a Maria Hinojosa fan, I'm part of Futuro Media. Come on. In the thick, Latino USA, Latino Rebels, it's a family. But also because of the fact that, I interviewed someone like Misael, who is the migrant farm worker. So those are his words. So I decided as a journalist, instead of me quoting him, I just transcribed the entire. I translated the whole interview, and I put it in English. And I really hope that you guys take the 5 minutes to read it, because it also, to me, shows, and you never hear this, that these are really these are hardworking people that can, they can actually communicate to you and answer questions if you just ask them. And actually, the conversation I have was really authentic, and I learned from it. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. I don't know if anyone's still watching this. If you're a Hooray for the Riff Raff fan, do we have any Hooray for the Riff Raff fans out there? Great band, Alinda Segarra. She's gonna be on. She's not gonna perform. She told me she doesn't have a mic, but she's in New Orleans. And New Orleans is another hot spot. And Alinda was so kind enough to say yes. We still might play some of her music at the end. I'll ask for permission, but we'll play her music video, maybe like Palante or something, to give you guys a little hope. But hooray for the Riff Raff tomorrow night on Latino Rebels Radio. What's up with that? Hey, I want to thank every fan out there for commenting. This is show 6. We're going to get to show 1,000. Trust me on this. And you're going to be like 2 or 3 years from now, you're going to be like, I was one of the original fans of Latino Rebels Radio Live. So keep sharing it. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. We went a little bit longer tonight, but doesn't matter. There's live TV. And it's not like we're at the bottom of the hour. But like we always do, we always close out with La Plebe en Venas Abiertas. I think I finally figured out to play the whole song. So La Plebe Venas Abiertas. Also, if you're watching and if you're a band and if you have a video or you have a song, if you're an indie band, and if you want us to feature your song at the end of the show, rebeldes@latinorebels.com, or just message us here on Facebook, and we'd be more than happy to feature your song. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow night with Alinda Segarra of Hooray for the Riff Raff, and also thank you so much to the fabulous Marlena Fitzpatrick. Grace Under Pressure. Amazing. Grace Under Pressure. And let's close out with Venas Abiertas.